Please listen carefully.
Hey everybody, it's Dan here from Canadian Craft Beer Collective, coming to you from Phillips Brewing in Victoria, British Columbia. Very happy to be chatting with Matt Phillips himself. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Yeah, you?
I'm great.
Perfect.
I'm great.
All right.
Before we
Let's
get
drink
into
some beer
this
then.
wonderful Citricity Grapefruit Zest IPA, talk to me about music.
Right.
And you guys have a wonderful association with music. You do one of the best parties in Victoria every year, which is a huge concert in your essentially your warehouse. Is that right?
Well, actually, it's outside. But yeah, you're right. Music is part of what we are as a brewery, and you know, a brewery is so much more than the beer, of course. And for us, when I started, I used to hire a lot of recovering musicians to help out with packaging or whatever the case might be. And we developed this as a rehab for musicians back there. And
the recovery music.
Yeah. So, but it was really fun because they're just such interesting people, and they come in and I'm here, but I'm on tour next month for 3 months, and so whatever. So they work here for a month or two, and that was awesome. We loved it, and so music has become part of the culture of this place. I think at one point there were like 17 bands working out of this place. It was but it's always been part of our brand, and I have no musical talent whatsoever, so I would exclude myself from that except to say that there's a lot of really great musicians that work here, and so music's always been part of the brand and the brewery. As we started to grow, we realized we had room in the back lot to put a concert on, and so we had a party, and we had lots of beer, and so we developed our back loading dock to be a concert, like a stage. So it's got an overhang, it's got it's raised up. It's basically a concert stage. And then as we grew, we took over and we made another loading dock, and this one was bigger and wider and deeper. And so now in the summer, we shut down a few times and take over the block, and we've 4,000 people over for music festival for the weekend, 3-4 days. And it's just a fantastic time.
Well, let's get into talking about the Citricity Grapefruit Zest IPA. And by the way, this is one that is doing fantastic in Southeast Asia as well as China. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, we're glad to hear that, of course. Citricity is one that we've had a lot of fun with. It's it's an IPA, so it's still got an assertive flavor profile to it. But a lot of the hops that go into it have a very citrusy note, and then we've taken that and we've augmented it with grapefruit zest. And of course, every citrus fruit has its own, the zest has its own kind of signature. But we think that the grapefruit zest specifically works so well with hops and accents it, and the high notes are so bright and fresh, and it really makes for a drinkable IPA. So we really like how this beer comes together and how it drinks, and it's it's a great one when it's hot out, but it works just as well when it's not.
It's true. You know what? This is really interesting. I don't know if I call it an IPA. I don't know if I call it a Radler, to be honest. I mean, it's got these wonderful grapefruit tones to it, like that kind of wonderful tartness you get with the grapefruit from grapefruit pulp, but at the same time, it's got those wonderful hops that you don't get in a Radler. So I mean, it's almost like a hybrid. I don't know what to call it. I don't want to offend you.
Well, you're not offended. But you know what? You can try to offend me, and I'm pretty. But the reality is we typically don't brew to style. That's not who we are. We don't really care what fits in style. We're more interested in what's going to taste great together, and what flavors are going to come together, and what's going to be bright, and where the high note's going to be. That's where we give it. That's where we get passionate. And if it fits into a style, well, that's great. But I would say 90% of the beers we make don't sit nicely in any style. It makes beer competitions a bit of a pain in the ass. But from a pride perspective, we're more interested in making a beer that we're really proud of, and something that's going to fit into a category well.
That's great to hear. Well, Matt, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Always
Everyone at home
here.
watching, thank you guys for tuning in to Canadian Craft Beer Collective. And remember, beer matters.
Cheers.